you might not do it personally. Do you own crypto and any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Would you play around with this?
Once again to my channel, this Crypto Lord Nate, and today I'll be showing you what five top 5 billionaires in this world, what Apple CEO said about Bitcoin, and a whole lot of people speaking about their mind concerning BTC. You don't want to miss this. If you are new to our channel, kindly do us a favor, smash on the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification button, that each time you drop news like this, you'll be the first to know. So I want us to move fast forward into the first person to talk about it. It is in order as it says. Don't go or skip any of them, because
you might not do it personally. Do you own crypto and any Bitcoin or Ethereum? Would you play around with this?
I do, yeah. I think it's reasonable to own it as a part of a diversified portfolio. And I'm not giving anybody investment advice, by the way.
When did you get interested in it?
I've been interested in it for a while, and I've been researching it and so forth, and so I think it's interesting.
So, the CEO of Apple CEO, that's Tim Cook, he talks about how interesting Bitcoin is, how interesting BTC is. So that is our first video to watch. We will be heading towards to the next video, so stick on board. Let's learn something here. We'll be looking at JPMorgan, a popularly known company that is really thriving well in the US country. All right, this Morgan has a CEO that is Jamie Dimon. So Dimon net worth is about $3.2 trillion, which he owns the net thriving company in the US. In the US, as at now, we are talking about his asset is about $3 billion or $3 billion as we are talking about. I want you to listen to what he has to say about Bitcoin and about cryptocurrency.
Really exciting. And I was with Paul Atkins the other day, the chairman of the Securities and Exchange Commission, who told me that financial services as an industry is moving further and further toward tokenization. Jamie, what can you tell us about tokenization? Is JPMorgan moving there as well? And how is financial services changing with regard to tokenization and digital assets?
Yeah, first I want to applaud the SEC commissioner for getting on top of this issue about why we have shrinking capital markets, public markets. So we've gone from 8,000 public companies in 1996 to 4,000 today. I'm not against private credit or anything like that. A lot of things are moving out of the banking system. We got to look at what we did. We overdid it with rules, regulations, ISS and Glass-Lewis, and it damaged some of the regulations, ISS and Glass-Lewis, and it damaged some of the vibrancy of our capital markets. We still have the best in the world. And so if you look at our capital markets, it's been adopting technology nonstop. I mean, for years, mainframes, processing, algorithms, of course, virtually nothing to process trades. We moved $16 trillion the other day in one day. $16 trillion. It goes through our AML systems, our risk systems, sanction systems, fraud. It's cheap, it's fast. So we've always been using technology to do a better job for the client, and we're going to do the same thing in tokenization. Tokenization, blockchain is real. It's been around for quite a while, but now it's becoming more effective, more efficient, because people are finding ways to do it faster and cheaper, permissioned or not permissioned. Smart contracts, I think, will probably be real. We're working on stable coin and a JPMorgan. We have a JPMorgan deposit already, and think of it as a token, which is a deposit. We can pay interest on it. We can pay interest on it, and as a payment system and a network, we're involved. If we can use things like that to do something better, faster, cheaper for clients, we're going to.
So thank you. That is about JPMorgan. Let's move to the other speaker who also talks about the current situation, or his or her idea about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency or even blockchain as an entire whole.
And the third place is you go to a crypto exchange or an OTC exchange, and they'll oftentimes give you a loan at 4% or 3% or 5% or 2%. I've had people offer me Bitcoin-backed credit at 1% or 0%. What's the catch, Natalie?
Right. That's the question.
There's always the catch is they want me to transfer the Bitcoin to them so they can rehypothecate it.
Right.
So if you have $10 million, you either cannot get a loan from a legitimate bank, or you can get a small loan at a 10% interest rate, or you can get a 3 or 4% loan, but then it gets rehypothecated. So your $10 million of Bitcoin gets sold once, gets sold twice, gets sold 3 times. You might actually create 30 or worth of selling because the Bitcoin that you posted is that you transferred to the shadow bank or the crypto exchange, rehypothecated it 3 times. Okay, so what's holding down the price? I think what holds down the price of the asset is the lack of a fully formed, non-rehypothecating credit system, right? And there's a limit to how much you can rehypothecate certain other assets, right? When you post your home as collateral for a mortgage, the bank doesn't turn around and sell the house on your street 10 times. If they did, the price of houses on your street would be lower, right? So I think that the lack of a fully formed banking system holds the price back. The existence of rehypothecation in the crypto economy damps the vol. It works to both sides. That's right. When people want to get short, they might get short 50x leverage. When they want to get long, they might get long 50x leverage. So right now we're in that bear market where you've got the rehypothecation holding back the price. And I think at some point it reverses itself. We'll just have to wait. If you're a 20-something or the work, if you want to spend 100 hours or 200 hours, if you have more time than money, then the volatility of Bitcoin is a gift to you. If you have more money than time, and you're arrogant and egotistical and you just pick the obvious, then if the volatility goes away, you buy Bitcoin. If people in the rest of the world knew what I know and they understood and they agreed with me, Bitcoin would go to $10 million tomorrow. And if Bitcoin went to $10 million tomorrow, I want you to think about how you would feel and how your viewers would feel, because you would lose 20 years of stacking opportunity during which you get to buy at less than $10 million. So the difference between $10 million and 100,000, that's what you give up if the volatility goes away and people start to agree with you. So I'll end with just one thought, which is, in my life, I've made a bunch of very successful investments. I bought Facebook, I bought Apple, I bought Google, I bought Amazon, I bought Bitcoin. And there's a simple formula if you want to make 10x your money, or even 100x your money. And this is the formula. Find something in the world everybody needs, nobody can stop, and few people understand. And if you find that, if it's like obvious, Amazon, Google, Facebook, iPhones, Bitcoin, digital capital, digital money, digital photos, digital relationships, digital video, if it's obvious and nobody can stop it, but you go and you talk to a bunch of people with more money than you, and they're older than you, and they're more successful than you, and they all say, I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay, at that point, the cowardly response, the loser response is, well, a lot of people told me to give up on it because they don't get it, so I won't get it. And the right response is, I'm going to study it and decide if they're wrong, and I'm going to make a decision for myself. And if I got it, if I bought Amazon when Wall Street hated it, if I bought Facebook and Google and Apple when Wall Street hated it, if I bought Bitcoin when Wall Street hated it, then I'm getting rich.
Thank you. So that is the concept or the idea about that Michael Saylor has about Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain. I want us to listen to the last but one.
Well, so Bitcoin is perceived by many as a money. It is limited in its supply, and it has certain transaction benefits. Very easily, all around the world, you can transact in it, and so it has those elements. I doubt that any central bank will take it on as a reserve currency because everybody can understand and watch, governments can, who is doing what transactions on it, governments can, so there's no privacy to it. And there is a question of whether the code can be broken or things can be done to make it, let's say, less effective, including, government controls of it. So I can't say exactly how effective it is as a money, but it's being perceived by many as an alternative money. My own approach is, in my share of my portfolio, I have gold and I have some Bitcoin, but not much.
That was a great submission from DALIO. So he talked about the legitimacy of Bitcoin. As you can see, he said it in the last 10 sentence as he made it clear that in his portfolio he has gold and he has some couple of Bitcoin, meaning he also holds some, and he has agreed to the fact that there can be a positive change, of course. So that will end us with our discussion about the 5 billionaires talking about giving the ideas about Bitcoin. If you love it, if you love what we shared, kindly give us a thumbs up, subscribe and follow us. Let's grow together, let's learn together. This is Crypto Lord. Bye for now.